The Bible is quite clear that as a result of the fall of man, let me break this down. As a result of the fall of man, man is now taken captive by sin. He's under the power, dominion of sin, and incapable of pleasing God and paying the debt of sin. It's humanly impossible. Now, it's not me saying it. This is the Bible saying it. It's Psalm 49, 7-9. Read it for me.
None of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their souls is costly, and it shall cease forever. That he should continue to live eternally and not see the pit.
So do you understand what Psalm 49 said? No human being is able to ransom his brother from dying so that he can continue to live forever. Because the ransom, the redemption of man is too costly. Man cannot afford it. Well, if man can't afford it, then who can? Verse 15 tells you. Verse 15, read it for me. Who is able to ransom and redeem man?
But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me.
So man can't ransom another human life. It's too costly. Man can't ransom himself. It's too costly. Only God can ransom man from death so that man can live forever. But now here's the thing. The human problem is sin. Because of sin, we die. So what is the debt owed to God? What is the debt of sin? Death. If only God is capable of ransoming you from the power of sin, Satan, and death, if only God is able to pay your debt of sin, then that means God has to become human, because the debt owed to God is a human death. Human sin results in human death, correct? If only God can pay the debt that man owes to him, which is a human death, then God has to become flesh to do it. Otherwise, how can he pay your debt, which is human death for human sin, when God is spirit?
Can't be. Cannot.
God is spirit. How can he pay your debt? What is your debt? Someone has to die. It has to be a human death. But it can't just be a finite human, because a finite human life cannot pay the debt for all mankind collectively. It has to be a debt that is offered to God, a payment I should say, offered to God that's infinite in value. But only God is infinite in value. Only God is capable of paying such a debt, so that mankind can be released, ransomed, redeemed from the power of sin, Satan, and death, and the wrath to come. But God is spirit. How can he pay the human debt for human sin, which is a human death? By becoming flesh.
The Word became flesh.
That's why. See, so to answer your question, a mediator is needed because mankind, left to himself, cannot pay the debt of sin because it's too costly for him. Therefore, he'll forever remain severed from God and under God's wrath. The only one who can bridge the gap is a mediator who's more than a man, who happens to be God also. So Jesus has to be God, who becomes human, so that when he experiences a human death, because he's divine, that human death is infinite in value, because it's a divine person who's experiencing a human death. And thereby he can appease God completely. That's why you need a mediator. So if that answered your question.
Yes, sir.